Okay, so first thing is, how much weight do you want to lose? Write it down. Be very, very clear on it. If you want to lose 20 kilos, that's a big amount. That's a lot. Usually for somebody, an average person, that's roughly 25% of body weight. Give or take, the average person, say 60 kilos, 70, 80 kilos. It could be a huge marker like that. So if that's what you want to do, is firstly, write that down, be clear on that. Second thing is, know it's going to take do a little and do it often. So if you want to get there, you have to be comfortable with the success rate of half a kilo to a kilo a week, and doing that frequently. Not 2 kilos a week, not 3 kilos a week. Do that frequently so that when you get there, it's sustainable. You're not doing it overnight, and the process of doing it half a kilo or a kilo a week, you're learning the process how to do it effectively, versus trying to approach it with the mindset is that I want it now and I want to change it now. So if you're not week by week losing something like a half a kilo or whatever the body fat percentage or the target is that you've set yourself per week, then you need to start evaluating and changing things week to week. So for example, if I'm exercising 3 times a week this week and that's all I'm doing, I'm not looking after my diet, etc., but I'm making progress, stay doing that. Don't change anything if you're making progress. But then when you need to change some things, when you hit that plateau of that week, immediately need to sit down or talk to your coach for 5 minutes. Just spend 5 minutes to say, okay, what did I do differently this week? And then have a think about that. Once you do that, write it down on paper, and then you can say, okay, what do I need to do differently? Okay, now I need to start tackling my diet. Breakfast time, what I'm eating, nothing. Okay, well that's something that needs to be adjusted. And then you make little tweaks, but communicate with your coach what tweaks you need to make. Or then involve your nutritional stuff, then look at hydration, look at all these different things. But firstly, be happy with a marker each week. You only change things when things stop working or things aren't working. If you want to do something today, if you want to lose weight, is do something differently to what you have been doing. So if you want to lose weight, then you communicate with me that you haven't been losing weight, or you're communicating with your coach. So if you want to lose weight today, well then you need to get into a regime. What gets measured firstly is gets managed. So for example, if exercise, take exercise the first one, what you want to do today then is you want to plan a regime. You don't go out for a run for 20 minutes a day if you haven't ran in a week or 2 or 3 weeks or a year. What you need to do is something small today and do it frequently. So essentially you need to stick and write down a plan, and you need to stick to it 80% of the time. So if you want to do something today is then get up and move more than you've done yesterday. Getting up and move more than you've done in previous months or years. Just start something and do something different, but don't do it on a whim. You need to go in with a plan is the first thing. So that's the first thing that I'll do, is start designing some kind of plan. Or if you've been given a plan, you need to look at it and you need to take bits out and start doing something day by day. Start off with breakfast if it's nutrition. Get that right for a week. If you're not shopping correctly, if you're going into the shop buying processed meals, well then you need to evaluate that. So there's a whole experience that goes with it, but start off by planning something. If the first thing is planning and getting the exercise regime right, get that right first before you tackle nutrition. If this feels like too much of a bubble, start off with getting the exercise regime right. Doing something like 2 PT sessions a week is great start. But what are you doing on all the other days? Because it's a cumulative thing. It's a consistency of doing a number of things and doing it often. That's all it is. But if you're trying to focus on exercise, nutrition, you're trying to focus on micronutrients and all these things, you're too all over the place. You need to get one thing right and then move on to the thing. And usually I try and encourage people, exercise-wise, are you exercising regularly? Oh yeah, I am. I'm going to PT twice a week. What are you doing on other days? I go for a walk now and again. No, you need to have in your head, I exercise 4 times a week for an hour a week. On other days I perform 2 20-minute conditioning pieces. So that's a total of say 6 sessions a week. But it's a frequency of things. If it's 2 PT sessions a week, along with 2 30-minute walks, along with a hike at the weekend, well, you've just been able to name to me straight away what it is, what your exercise regime is. Versus, oh, I do go to PT twice a week. What days do you go? When I can. You need to have the regime. So start off with that, and then that will gather momentum into getting the nutritional stuff right. But it needs to be a plan. If you don't have time to get to the gym on a frequent basis, well then maybe look at your nutritional side of things. So if you have time to, like nutrition, you have time to make a decision to eat something. So then maybe it is a formula of calories in versus calories out. So if you're only making the gym twice a week and that's it, there's no other activity going on, well then we need to put more of an emphasis on the nutritional stuff. Big time. And so we need to start planning, okay, what do I do when I go shopping? So first thing that you do when you go shopping is, I just go in and I start shopping. No, you need to make a list. So you go back to planning, say for example, if you have kids, you have 5 main meals per week. plan those meals. Monday night is pasta night or whatever, because that's one of your PT sessions. So you want that you want to have something that's has some kind of carbohydrates. So make some kind of pasta dish and look up a recipe for that. Tuesday night, for example, is grilled chicken or a grilled meat with some kind of salad night. Wednesday is some kind of fish dish, and so on, Thursday and Friday. And even if you get those 5 things right, immediately you then have a shopping list of what you need. You go and you buy those things. But when you're going shopping, you basically need a list, you need a plan. So that comes back to planning. What meals do we have on certain days? That might seem a bit regiment for somebody, but you just have a template of what your shopping list is going to be. And if on your shopping list it says crisps, if it says chocolate, if it says frozen quiche, it says all these other things, and you don't know what's in them and it's crap food, you're buying it, you're going to eat it. So if you don't have time, you only have time for 2 PT sessions per week, well then what you're going to do is consider, okay, you need to make a plan of when you're going shopping, because you're going to go shopping and you're going to cook food and you're going to eat food. Well, they need to put more of an emphasis on that. And most people do. What most people don't do is just plan their shopping list, and they go in and they grab things and throw it into the shopping trolley. And if a chef was to do that, then they wouldn't produce nice food, and they wouldn't produce some food that's healthy or whatever. And hopefully that clarifies things a little bit on that, is that just plan things. It's the same with your exercise, but you can't plan everything at once. You need to plan one thing at a time, another thing at a time, another thing at a time. Some people are great at it. Some people are more effective at it than others. They can take everything that I give them and they can implement it. Other people can't, and that's fine, but you need to take one bit of it and then plan around that, make your exercise regime work consistently, and then when you've mastered that and you communicate with your coach that you've mastered that, then move on to the nutritional side of things. Now you can do both at once, but at the same time is which one is overwhelming you more. So remember, first thing is set goals and break them down. Ask a qualified coach or somebody qualified to help you setting goals. Step 2, ensure that you're training consistently and that you're not going for pure intensity. And step 3 is plan what you're eating and design your food plan and shopping list.